So the data types in Java are in 4 groups: integers, floating point numbers, characters, and boolean. So integer is one group which is again consisting of 4 data types inside in it: byte, short, int, and long. And remember, these are signed numbers, means they can represent the positive number and also they can represent the negative numbers. Then the second group is floating point numbers. Again, it has got 2 groups. This group includes 2 data types, that is float and double. Okay, why? What kind of data type it is? Which will have fractional precision, means it can have the decimal values. The next is characters. This includes char data type, which represents character set, that is like letters and numbers. Then comes the Boolean group, which it is one kind of a data type which is having a special type for representing true or false values. Okay. Then next thing is, you all can see over here, Java defines now we will see in detail with integers. Java defines 4 integer types: byte, short, int, and long. Remember the one point, all of these are signed positive and negative values, means Java supports both positive and negative. It does not support unsigned. Unsigned means some programming language will support only unsigned data type. Unsigned means which will have only positive. But Java supports signed data type. That is, it will have positive values and negative values also. Like you can see over here, many other computer languages support both signed and unsigned, whereas Java supports signed. Okay, next. In detail, we will see afterwards in chapter 4. Now, you can see there is a table over here. This is the table which is representing 3 things: name of the data type, width of the data type, range of the data type. We will see from the bottom, byte is one kind of a data type which is having the less amount of size in the memory, that is width. It has got 8, then short has got 16 bits, then int 32, then long 64, and these are the ranges. Byte, it is from -128 to 127. If you count -128 to 127, it is 256. Okay, and now I want to show one diagram for you people. Just look at over here. Before that, just try to remember, byte has got the size as 8 bits. Okay, 8 bits. How the data will be represented in 8 bits is, see here. You can see this diagram. Okay, so these are the bits with the square bracket, squares. Means in the squares, the data will be in the form of 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 0 and 1, so on till you can see the 8th bit. Okay, and remember, the first one is 2 power 0, then 2 power 1, then 2 power 2, then 2 power 3, then 2 power 4, 2 power 5, 2 power 6, 2 power 7. So if you can perform 2 power 7, it is 128. It is 128. So what I was saying is, the 8 bits will be represented in this way, and if you can add 2 power 7 plus 2 power 6 plus 2 power 5, so on to 2 power 0, it is 255. Okay, so that is the size, that is the range of the byte. Okay, and these are the representation of it. Then next thing is the short. See here, short. Short is again the second data type, which has got the size as 16 bits with the range as this much, -32768 to 32,767. You can see the diagram over here: 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, so on till 2 power 13, 14, 2 power 15. So 16 bits will be there. In that, your data will be stored in the form of zeros and ones. Okay, I'm not going to explain that thing. That was there in your subject digital electronics. Okay, I hope you have learned that. So remember, byte will have the data. Every data will be in the form of zeros and ones only. Suppose one data is supported by the data type byte. So the byte will have the data with 8 bits. Suppose the data is for short data type, then that will be considered with 16 bits starting from 2 power 0 to 2 power 15. Okay, then and next diagram, see here the range. You'll please see the range over here. I'll show you something. 32,767. Now you see the diagram. Roughly I've calculated. Even you can calculate. 2 power 10 is 1024. 2 power 11 2048. 2 power 12 is 4096. Then 2 power 14 you do, it is 1638 384. 2 power 15 is 32768. Okay. Then similarly int is one data type which has the bit size 32 bits in the memory, and if you want to store more data with large space if it is required, then you go for the long data type which has got the width as 64 bits. Now you see this is one program. You can see long is signed as 64 bit and is useful for the occasions where an int type is not large enough to hold the desired value. Suppose int you are using and it cannot hold large values, then that time you go for the data type long. Okay, the range of long is quite large. Okay, so what it will do, it will make it useful when big whole numbers are needed. Okay, this is one kind of example. You can see it is a program that computes the number of miles that a light travels in a specified number of days. So you can see over here, this is the comment. This is the class with the name as light. Then there are 4 variables which are declared: light speed with int data type, then long data type with 3 variables: days, seconds, and distance. Here the value is assigned to light speed variable, that is 1,86,000. Then the days are for 1000 days, it has to calculate. So in 1000 days, the number of seconds is nothing but days into 24 hours into 60 minutes into 60 seconds. So everything will be converted into seconds. Then what is distance of that light travel for the 1000 days is this light speed into those many number of seconds in those 1000 days. Okay, so it will print this as it is, then even this last second also as it is, whereas in the last one here it will have the value of distance. Okay, so the main thing is over here what I want you all to remember is not the coding, the data type what it is used over here means by calculating this you will get very large amount of data. This one, first of all, this will be very big value. Then after that, then distance equal to light speed into second, this will become a very big value. So to hold the large amount of value, you need the data type which is having the large size in the memory. So at that time you can go for long data type. This is the value. Then next is floating point type. Floating point type, remember this, floating point type has got 2 data types, that is float and double. The size of float is 32, the size of double is 64. Remember, floating point numbers are also known as real numbers, which are used when executing expressions that require fractional precision, means which can have the decimal values also. Where it will be used, for example, calculations such as square root, transcendentals, like sine value, cosine value if you want. That time you can go for floating point types, that is float and double. In this, there are 2 types, float and double, which represent single and double precision numbers respectively. You can see the float type specifies a single precision value, means what, that uses 32 bits of storage. Okay, single precision is faster on some processors and take half as much as double precision, but will become precise when the values are either very large or very small. So that time you go for double. So you can see the variables of type float are useful when you need a fractional component, which you don't want large value means you go for a float. Small value with the decimal, you go for a float. If you want very big value with the decimal, then go for double. Okay. So just you try to remember in floating point there are two data types, float and double. The size of float is 32 bits, size of double is 64. Okay, for what purpose? They are used for fractional precisions. Like you can calculate square root, you will get decimal values. You can have sine, you can have cosine. Okay, so this is one program you can see over here. Calculate area. You can see there are three variables declared. Please try to remember over here. The point to notice or to concentrate is this one, the one which I've highlighted. Double is the data type, and these are the three variables which are declared here. Pi, that is pi, then r, then a. So they are initialized here. R is 10.8, pi is 3.14, then a is equal to something. It is performing the computation of pi into r into r. So it will perform the multiplication, and again it will result a big value with big value in again decimal values. Okay, so that time you can go for double data type. That is why here it is using double. You execute this program, you will get the output. Then characters. In Java, the data type used to store characters is char, that is the alphabets, letters. Okay, that is char. And remember one point in C, the size of char is 8 bits wide. Okay, whereas in Java it is 16 bits wide. Okay, try to remember uh, the width of what is there for character. Just a minute, just a minute. Okay, now. So what I was talking about is characters. The size of the char in C, C++ is 8 bits, and which is not the same in Java. In Java, it has got 16 bits. The reason is because Java uses Unicode to represent characters. Okay, it represents Unicode to represent characters. So what is Unicode actually is, it defines a fully international character set that can represent all characters found in all human languages. Okay, like Java is not only present in the language English, it is in other programming languages also. Okay, it provides the representation of characters in other human languages also, like Latin, Greek, Arabic. You can see the name Cyrillic, Hebrew, Katakana, Hangul, and many more languages it's in. So what they have done is, the designers of Java, 8 bits for character data set for data type, and other 8 bits for representing the data in other human languages also. So that is why with the combination, the size of the character data type in Java is 16 bits. Okay, and try to remember the range of character is 0 to 65,536. And there are some ASCII values also, which ranges from 0 to 127 as always. Okay, remember this. There are some each and every alphabet in your, that is ABCD is there, no? A to Z, small a to Z, capital A to Z has got some numbers. ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. This this ASCII has assigned some values. Okay, in our keyboard or what we see, ABCD, no, the programming languages, the programming language won't understand ABCD. They will understand only the binary numbers, and that binary numbers will be with the ASCII values, whatever the number is there. A means some value is there. It will assume A with some number, not with A. We assume A as A. Okay then. Now I will show the execution of this program. You all can understand. See, you can get from internet also. Lot of articles are there. You can see the alphabets over here. This is one column. This one. This is one column for small a, b, c, d. This is another column for capital A, B, C, D. Okay. So you can see over here, small a has got the number 97, the ASCII code. Remember, small a means it 97. For us, it is a. For computer, it is 97. Again, that 97, the computer will understand in form of zeros and ones. That is this. And capital A means 65. Okay, the machine will understand capital A as 65. In the form of zeros and ones means this one. Okay, so until this. Small x 120, capital X 88, like that. Capital Y 89, small y 121. Okay, I hope you all have understood this. So next thing is we will see into the program. Now you all please see here. I will compile the program over here. I will compile the program Java C space char demo dot Java. See, just a minute. See in the background. In the background, there is char demo.java here. Char demo.java only. Okay. Now what I will do is I will compile this program now. I'm pressing and I have typed the command Java C space filename.java and pressing enter. You all observe here. See what has happened. Char demo.java is there, but after I compile, there is one file char demo.class which is generated after it is compiled. So try to remember, if there is no error, then that time only dot class will be generated. Now after this, you run the program and observe the output. See. Sorry, it is X and Y, no? Okay. See here. First of all, again I'm compiling because I've done the changes. Now you see over here, I'm explaining the program. Public static void main. After that, there is one variable ch2 with the data type as char. Then there is another variable ch1 with the data type as char only. So you see ch1 is equals to 88, whereas ch2 is equals to y. So you all observe here, in place of ch1, what it is 88, no, but it is able to give you x. Why? As I have shown you, capital X is represented with the ASCII value as 88. Okay, so here it should be 88, but it is giving you the output as x. Why? Because ch1 has got the data type as char. Okay, suppose if I remove the data type as char and I replace it with int, you all please observe here. What I did over here now, I have replaced it with the data type as int. Now you see what the output it is going to give you. Now you see it is 88. Okay, because of the data type, it is int, so ch1 is giving you the direct value which is assigned. Suppose if it is char, so that time it will give you the alphabet to that value 88 according to ASCII. According to ASCII, 88 is representing X. So because this is char, it will give you here, it will, instead of giving you the number, it will give you the alphabet for 88. I hope you all have understood this. So you can observe the output. Okay, anyone any doubt in this? Everyone understood? Then raise your hand. No? Yes, students, this one is done. Now the next thing is this one. Another program, char variables behave like integers, it seems. Please observe how they behave like integers. Okay, that is the point to understand over here. You all observe here, there is this is the second class and public static void main. There is a variable which is declared ch1 equal ch1. The next line it is assigned with x. Okay, the next line ch1 is assigned with x over here. So over here system.out.println will give you the output as x here. You can see this one. ch1 is displaying x here. Okay. Then what about ch1 plus plus? ch1 plus plus is the point to remember. So as I said, ch1 equal to x. So x has got the ASCII value 88. Okay. ch1 plus plus means 88 plus plus means it will become 89. So now the next println ch1 is 89. So because the data type of ch is char, this 89 will give you the ASCII alphabet for this 89. That is y. I hope you all have understood this. Then next is booleans. So remember this. This is another kind of a data type in Java which has got logical values. Okay, that is two logical values, either true or false. Okay, so this is the type written by all relational operators. You will be using this in relational operators also, as if in the case A is less than B. Okay, so boolean is also a type required by conditional expressions also in if and for. We will see that in the program. Now you all see here, this is one program, bool test, that is a class. Now public static void main. Then you can see B, the variable which is declared with the data type as boolean. So what is B assigned with? It is assigned with false. So B is false. So you all please observe here the output will be just a minute. Just a minute. I'll take a pencil. Now, see here. So as B is equals to false, this println here B will give you the output as false. Then next line you please observe B is now assigned with another value true. So now this println will give you the output as true. You can see here. Okay. Then After that, you see there is a comment. There is a comment over here. Okay, compiler will ignore it. Then there is one if condition, if B. So what is if B? That is if true. B is true, no? So if true. So that is true means it will evaluate this println. Okay, it will evaluate this println. So you can able to see this output here. Okay, fine. Now you see the next line, B is equals to false now. So if false, this statement is false. So this will not be evaluated. You can see there is no print of this line. Then the next thing is, after that, this is a statement which will be printed. But inside this, what it is consisting of, you all please try to observe. In this println, in double quotes, 10 greater than 9 is, as it is, it will be printed. That is this. But you observe here in the parenthesis what it has got. It has got the relational operator between 10 and 9. So what is that relational operator? 10 greater than 9. So remember, this relational operator also will return the output in the form of true or false. So 10 greater than 9. Is it true? Yes. So it will return true as an output. So you can observe this is the output for this one. Okay, then this was the explanation of the data types. That is, there are 4 data types in Java. Groups, I should say, integers, floating point, and character and boolean. And integers has got 4 data types. What are those? Just see here: byte, short, int, long, with the size as 8 bits. Byte, then short as 16 bits, int as 32 bits, long as 64. I've explained the program also. You all please practice this. Then floating point has got 2 data types: float, double. Float as 32 bits with the size, double as 64 bits as the size. Then characters is also the another data type in Java, which has got a 16 bits, whereas in C++ it is 8 bits. In Java it is 16 bits. There will be a question to be asked. You all should try to answer that. In Viva, they may ask you why Java has got 16 bits. Means the answer is to represent. Uh, yeah, the answer is Java uses Unicode to represent characters. Okay, what is Unicode means? Fully international character set that can represent all of the characters found in all human languages. That should be the answer. Okay, then the last one is Boolean, which gives you the output or will give you the values in the form of true and false. Where this Boolean data type mostly will be used is when you are going to deal with relational operators and like control statements like if and for. This is the program where you have used if, and here you have used the relational operator. So that's it for that the data types in Java. The next topic we will be seeing is the variables in Java.